right. Let's start with the question no scientist dares to ask out loud. What if your spiritual awakening is not just a feeling, but a biological upgrade with a user manual written in code?
And not a manual you can download from a meditation app. We're talking about hidden mechanisms, nervous system shifts, quantum feedback, even inherited programs.
Yeah, Grandma's guilt trip might actually live in your cells. Welcome to Spiritual Evolution, the remix nobody told you about, but your soul keeps humming.
In this episode, we're breaking it down with Darius J. Wright's take on why science and spirituality were never meant to be enemies. They just speak different dialects of the same deep intelligence.
We'll walk through 5 hidden dynamics that shape your awakening, and trust us, number 4, it's the one nobody talks about. But without it, the other 4 don't make any sense.
And hey, if you're into things like vibration, intuition, or why your body twitches every time you meditate, this one's for you.
So, hit that like button if your third eye even winked at this title. Subscribe if you've ever wondered whether science is finally catching up with the mystics.
Because by the end of this episode, you might realize that your biggest spiritual breakthroughs are hiding in your biology.
Before you were you were a bundle of ancient signals stored deep in the nervous system. Reflexes, intuitions, reactions, passed down like family heirlooms. And no, not the kind you display in a glass case. The kind that make you panic at harmless things or feel déjà vu in parking lots.
So basically we're saying you didn't invent your anxiety, you inherited it. Thanks, great-great-great-grandpa.
Exactly. What we call awakening might just be remembering what your body already knew before your ego took the microphone.
And science backs this up. Epigenetics shows that emotional trauma can literally be passed down. Your DNA isn't just carrying eye color, it might be carrying unresolved spiritual homework.
Which is why Darius calls this the ancient wiring. Your nervous system isn't broken, it's just tuned to a radio station your conscious mind forgot how to hear.
Okay, but here's the kicker. What if your awakening doesn't start with light, but with a glitch, a tremor, a breakdown, a strange urge to change everything?
The divine reboot always begins with a flicker in the system. And unless you understand this first dynamic, you'll think you're broken, when really, you're just booting up.
All right, so that's the first layer. But how do you go from flickers to full clarity?
We're getting there, but brace yourself, because the second dynamic is going to flip your idea of intuition upside down.
So, intuition. People love to talk about it like it's a soft whisper from the universe. But what if it's more like a full-body notification that you've been ignoring?
Right, like your soul's version of an overdue software update. Please restart your alignment to continue.
Okay, but seriously, Darius says intuition isn't something you develop, it's something you decode.
Yes, and here's the kicker. Intuition isn't always calm or peaceful. Sometimes it screams in the form of discomfort, confusion, or even physical pain. It's the body saying, hey, you're not where your truth lives.
It's not a mood, it's a message.
Exactly. And when your inner signal is aligned, you start syncing with something bigger. Some call it the quantum field, others the divine matrix. Either way, you're no longer reacting, you're resonating.
Now here's where it gets wild. The signal doesn't just guide you, it reshapes reality around you.
Because attention isn't just awareness, it's a creative force. Where you look, energy flows. Where energy flows, reality bends.
All right, so if that's true, what happens when we stop listening to the signal? What's the cost of staying out of sync?
Oh, you'll feel it. In relationships, in burnout, in that sneaky feeling that your life doesn't quite belong to you. But don't worry, because Dynamic 3 shows how to retune your whole field.
using one surprising principle.
All right, field coherence. Sounds like something you'd hear at a quantum physics seminar or a high-end spa.
Both might help you align, to be honest. But let's break it down. Coherence isn't just harmony. It's when your thoughts, emotions, and biology are all singing the same song.
And most people, they're playing a remix where every part of them is offbeat.
Exactly. You wake up anxious, think one thing, feel another, and act like someone you don't even recognize. That's a dissonance, spiritual static.
But when Darius talks about field coherence, he's not just being poetic. There's measurable science here. Heart rate variability, brainwave synchronization, even electromagnetic fields syncing up.
And here's the wild part. When you're in coherence, the field around you changes. You become a tuning fork. People feel it. Opportunities shift. Synchronicities multiply.
That's why this is dynamic 3, because without coherence, intuition can't land, and ancient wiring just loops.
And this is the moment where some listeners might feel a little called out. That's okay. It means the signal's coming in clear.
So let's go deeper. What's the force that actually generates coherence?
Oh, we're getting to that. And I promise you, dynamic 4 is the one most people ignore, but it's what gives meaning to everything else.
So here it is, dynamic 4, the one that threads everything together like some cosmic needle. And it's attention?
Yes, but not your average scrolling on your phone attention. We're talking about the sacred gaze, the kind of attention that doesn't just observe reality, it writes it.
Okay, you've got me, but how can just looking at something change it?
Well, quantum physics would like a word. Ever heard of the observer effect? Particles behave differently when watched, meaning your awareness isn't passive, it's participatory.
So when you focus on pain, you reinforce it, but when you focus on coherence, you invite more of it.
Exactly. Attention is like a flashlight in a cave. What you light up becomes your reality. Everything else, still there, just in the dark, waiting.
This explains a lot about spiritual evolution. People think it's about getting more awakened, but maybe it's about getting more intentional with where we place our attention.
And Darius, he says attention is the only currency that transacts between dimensions. Spend it wisely.
All right, we've talked ancient wiring, inner signals, coherence, and attention. So what's left?
Now comes the fifth dynamic. The one that doesn't just tie it all together, it activates it. Without it, all the others stay theoretical.
You're saying there's a master key?
Yep. And we're unlocking it right now.
Okay, 5 dynamics in, and now we hit the real deal. Embodied knowing. Not just thinking about awakening, but living like you're actually awake.
You mean no more reading 5 books on surrender while panicking about control?
Exactly. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They know what to say, but their body's still rehearsing old trauma patterns.
Because wisdom that doesn't reach your nervous system is just intellectual furniture. Nice to look at, doesn't hold you up.
And Darius, he talks about this moment where your truth finally makes it to your bones. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's just clear.
It's when the inner voice stops sounding like a debate club and starts feeling like gravity.
And when that happens, you don't need to prove your path to anyone. You just walk it because you are it.
That's why this fifth dynamic is the most important. Because without embodiment, the other 4 stay theoretical. They spin in your head, but never land in your life.
All right, let's not leave people floating in the 5th dimension. Let's anchor this whole journey with some reflection. Okay, 5 dynamics in, and now we hit the real deal, embodied knowing. Not just thinking about awakening, but living like you're actually awake.
You mean no more reading 5 books on surrender while panicking about control?
Exactly. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They know what to say, but their body's still rehearsing old trauma patterns.
Because wisdom that doesn't reach your nervous system is just intellectual furniture. Nice to look at, doesn't hold you up.
And Darius, he talks about this moment where your truth finally makes it to your bones. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's just clear.
It's when the inner voice stops sounding like a debate club and starts feeling like gravity.
And when that happens, you don't need to prove your path to anyone. You just walk it because you are it.
That's why this 5th dynamic is the most important, because without embodiment, the other 4 stay theoretical. They spin in your head, but never land in your life.
All right, let's not leave people floating in the 5th dimension. Let's anchor this whole journey with some reflection.
So now we turn it to you. Out of all these 5 dynamics, the ancient wiring, the signal, the coherence, the attention, and the embodiment, which one hit you hardest? Which one felt like it was already inside you, but waiting for the words to unlock it?
Take a second. Breathe. And in the comments, write just one word that captures what this episode awakened in you. Could be something like clarity, or freedom, or even remembering.
Because the act of naming it, it's part of the embodiment. It means you heard the signal.
And hey, if you're still here with us, you're clearly riding the same wave we are. So hit that subscribe and like, not just to support the channel, but to stay in the flow of what's coming next. Because trust us, this was just one step in a much deeper spiral.
There are 2 more episodes waiting for you right here on the screen. Each one explores another layer of this evolving truth.
You'll want to start with the one where we dive into the real quantum reason why your intuition might be your only exit from the programmed life.
And the other one? Let's just say Einstein might have missed it, but Darius, he went there.
Thanks for walking this path with us.
And remember,
The signal never stops, but only the still ones hear it.